Hi, it's Jason Fewings here from Godlike Productions. I'm going to run through the configuration of the Jupiter 8 Morph plugin in your DAW. I use Ableton Live on Windows, but the setup is similar for other DAWs. We've assumed that you've installed it at this stage. If you haven't installed it, once you have the download, simply drag the plugin into your plugins directory. Open up your DAW and it should run. You'll get prompted for your iLok account and run the. You can either run it in demo for 30 days, which is fully functional. If you have a license, it will be licensed to your iLok, and you can either have that hosted on your computer or through a physical iLok. So once it's all authorized and running, we're just going to go through and show you how to configure it. So Jupiter 8 Morph, for those that aren't aware, is designed to be used with a Roland Jupiter 8 that has been fitted with the Encore MIDI interface. The control plugin is available as a standalone VST and AU, and it's the first time that all of the controls of a Jupiter 8 have been remotely, controllable from a DAW or from software. So this software allows you to, in real time, control your Jupiter 8, so you can have, reproducible performances, and you can move multiple knobs and sliders at the same time, which you couldn't do manually with your hands. There's also some cool features like patch morphing, so we can smooth the morph between patches, but we're going to cover that in another video. So after you've opened Live, we first need to ensure that the MIDI I/O for the Jupiter 8 that the Jupiter 8 is connected to is disabled in Ableton. Now this is for Windows. You don't have to do this for OS X. The plugin itself will control the MIDI port. So I'll just demonstrate now. So in Ableton, we need to go into our preferences. And then we need to go down on our MIDI ports. And my Jupiter 8 is installed on MQ8DM in, so we need to make sure that that is off. You can see that that's switched off there, and we also need to do the same for the output. So the output's down here. We need to make sure that this is off. So what we're going to let the plugin control the Jupiter 8 Morph plugin, the Jupiter 8 Morph is going to control the Jupiter 8 rather than Ableton directly. So once we've done that, we next open the VST in a MIDI channel. So the Jupiter 8 Morph plugin, this is version 1.3. The 13 is because it's build 13. And let's just copy this across onto a MIDI track. Okay, the Jupiter 8 plugin is opened up. The first thing that we need to do is to get the MIDI connected. So click on the configuration tab, hit the MIDI config button, and we need to select the audio device. So this has gone off the screen, but I will select the devices. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is we need to go to routing, and what we need to do is we need to turn host through to out device on. Okay, so what this allows us to do is it allows MIDI data from the host to be sent straight out to the out device, and this is our sequencer data. Once you've done that, just close this window, and we're now set up to play. So I'm just going to quickly download all the patches from the Jupiter 8. So when they're down low, they get given a default name, which is the same as we have here. So it corresponds to the labels. Because the Jupiter 8 patches got no way to store the name, we give them the name of what patch number they are. So one is 1.1, which is patch 11, and the last number is the MIDI controller number. Okay, so these are now in there, and we can choose a patch here. So patch number 1, for example. Now it's all set up. Okay. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to set up an audio channel to listen to the Jupiter 8. So this channel 2 is set up to Jupiter 8 Morph, and we're going to set this one up to receive audio from external in. So I've got these set up on mic 1 or 2 of my UFX. And I'm going to set this up to monitor so we can hear what we're doing. And if we put some notes in here, right, so we can we've written our MIDI track in here, and so then we can play it. I'll just bring the plugin back over. Right, we need to make sure this is set to SysX. This is how we're going to control it at the moment with a cutoff filter, and make sure control mode is turned on. You can see we've now got control of the So we've now got the Jupiter 8 Morph set up. It's sending audio back through Ableton, and yeah, we've now got control of our, of the Jupiter 8 from Jupiter 8 Morph. So I'll go through and do some more videos about how to use Morph mode, and we'll do some more on the Librarian and how this works, how we can import SysX patches, how we can do what the clipboard's used for, how we can export patches, and also on the just this plugin library and how to rename patches and add authors and things like that. So we can now, basically you can just write and just build your own set of MIDI patches up within Ableton, and just control Jupiter 8 as though it was essentially a software synth, except we're playing the real hardware here. Jupiter 8 Morph is now available from Godlike Productions. We're selling it for $79, and there's a link in the description below if you wish to purchase the Jupiter 8 Morph. And there's a free 30-day trial. Just get in touch with us from the Contact Us link down at the bottom of our webpage if you wish to trial the Jupiter 8 Morph, and just to make sure its functionality suits you and works with your Jupiter 8. Just remember, you must have hardware Jupiter 8, so you'll need one of those, and you also must have the Encore Electronics MIDI interface installed and working for this plugin to work. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll have some more content up soon. See you later for now from Godlike Productions.